So now this is going to be the interesting part. I'm going to give you examples of how to respond to different kinds of comments. So there are some comments you agree with, and there are some comments you disagree with. So, for example, you agree with this change that they ask the reviewer is asking, can you please add more text, add more discussion about something, add more examples, something like that. So then you paste the full comment, italicize it, and then you respond. Thank you for pointing this out. We agree with this comment or with this suggestion. Therefore, we have, and then you go ahead and mention, we have added so and so text, etc. And the next slide will show if they ask for reanalysis or more experiments and you agree with the reviewer. Again, you type the comment and then you respond in this way. We agree with reviewer X or 1 or whatever. We have accordingly done, revised, changed, modified, added so whatever experiment, and then you go ahead and explain it and mention where you have added this. So this is great because you agree with these changes, you are thanking them for the suggestion, and let's move on to the next one. Responding to changes regarding language improvement. So some of us come across these, it may or may not be reasonable, but sometimes reviewers like to comment on our language without really focusing on the science. But we all would agree that some kind of language improvement will improve the paper. So say you agree with it, say suppose the reviewer says the language in the introduction could be tightened, or it's very long, or the grammar is not clear, then you can say you can have the manuscript edited by someone and mention the entire manuscript has been carefully edited, the clarity and readability has been improved, and we thank you for this suggestion. Moving on to the next one. Now coming to the tricky one, responding to comments you disagree with. Suppose something is out of the scope of the manuscript, or like something that is not part of your experiment or something that needs to be done in a further study. Then you will say, thank you for this suggestion. It would have been interesting to explore this aspect. However, in the case of our study, it seems slightly out of scope because, and give a solid reasoning. Now, suppose there is a request for a new experiment which will not improve the paper. It may be within the scope, but it's repetitive, for example. So you can say that you have raised. So I want you to focus on the language that I'm using, which appears polite. You have raised an important point here. However, we believe that dash would be more appropriate because. So these are just random examples. I've not given exact situations, but my point is that you need to give justification for not meeting the requirement of the peer reviewer. Uh, okay. So based on what I explained, here are some actual examples of responding to peer review comments. Okay. So here the comment is about a figure. It is unclear to what extent this axis contributes to dash dash dash. So the authors may consider adding some inhibitors. Now in this case, the author disagreed with this. So they explain why they disagree with it. So the suppressive effects of TGF beta pathway inhibitors have been amply demonstrated in the literature. So it's already been shown. So which is why we do not think it is essential to add these in our experiments. So what I'm trying to say is that the author has given an example where this thing has already been done and it would be repetitive to do so. Instead, if you just say, I don't feel like doing it, or I don't think it's right, that is not the way to go. You have to give the reason.